A year ago, we had no problem violating security at the Port of Miami.
No one asked me who I was. Nobody asked for any IDs. So I just rolled on in.
A former dock worker telling NBC6 he smuggled millions of dollars worth of cocaine through the port because of poor security.
I was a professor in the drugs. I had more ways to get it off the Port of Miami than anyone I would think.
A governor's office report warned a year ago this month there's easy access to docks and cargo yards. Security guards at entrance and exit gates do not consistently check identification papers for vehicles or personnel seeking access to the port.
We have strengthened our security.
Port Director Charles Towsley says, I would not be able to drive through the port unchallenged any longer. A new ID card system is now in place to stop illegal entry.
So when you go through the main gate, you have to show this or something? Or?
Yes.
No.
It gets scanned and goes into the computer system and logs you going in and coming out.
Let me show you a tape we made last week.
Going over to customs.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, it's the main gate. Sort of wonder why they don't check IDs there.
In an eye blink, through the main gate, just like last year.
How can a guy like me get away with this?
Well,
I'm not trying to hide my identity.
believe me, I will address it with our security management ASAP.
Main gate security is inconsistent. Tight when our cameras could be seen. Loose most other times, especially when cruise ship passengers and others are waved through with no ID. And after the main gate, the entrance to the sensitive container area. Very secure, says Towsley.
They monitor those.
They monitor to keep people out of those container areas.
Yes.
Could I show you a tape? There's nobody checking here either.
We leisurely drove through the container area, around the docks. Port officials claim anyone doing this would be arrested. We saw no guards. Just a small sign warning unauthorized vehicles to stay out. We watched a steady stream of private cars go through unchecked.
People are not doing their jobs.
But whose fault is that? I mean, that sounds like
It's their fault.
But isn't your security department, don't you have to put the direction from the top to stop
My-
people like me from running all over this place?
My direction is that they do their job.
NBC6 has obtained this memo sent to a supervisor by a security officer complaining about no direction. The morale in this department is low because we no longer know with any certainty what our duties are. And if security officers had more information, it might help to deter a terrorist from attempting an attack through our gates and docks. Florida drug czar Jim McDonough, who backed the state's new tough seaport security law, is not pleased with Miami's port security.
That's unacceptable. They better get their act in order, and they better secure that port.
I have a zero tolerance for illegal activities on this port.
Cargo theft is down, but federal agents say drug smuggling remains high because of internal conspiracies involving port employees. This woman was convicted last month for smuggling 20 tons of cocaine since 1996 through the port with the help of workers. They're permitted to park all over the container area and docks. A big problem, says law enforcement, which has even complained to a congressional subcommittee.
As internal conspirators frequently use their personally owned vehicles to remove drug shipments from the port, this weakness is a serious challenge to the integrity of the security system.
The question of leadership. When leadership gets behind what they're supposed to do, the job generally gets done. When they whistle in the wind and pretend there's not a problem, or they look the other way and expect somebody else to solve the problem, it doesn't get done.
What is your assessment of security at this port right now?
We need improvements.